What will never be the same again once the pandemic is over? Time spent with my kids. Pre-pandemic, I would leave the house 5 days a week at 6:15 a.m. to commute to the office, usually before anyone else in my house is awake. And I'd get home most evenings just in time to put them to bed. I'll never go back to that. The past 8 months I've actually seen my boys grow up in front of my eyes, and I get lots of quality time with them every day, even with work from home. I know now what I was missing. Yup. Right there with you, man. Only positive to come from this whole mess. Made me take a step back and rethink my life. Hopefully your boss will finally admit that all his dumb meetings actually could have been emails all along. Everyone at my work got zoomed out, so we have 1 day a week where no one can schedule a Zoom meeting. Everything has to be handled via email, or you have to provide a written justification. The Zoom fatigue is very real. Small businesses. As a kitchen worker, I am very concerned about our industry. So many independent restaurants have closed down in our town, like 1/3 at least in the past months. It's depressing because we all have a deep passion for our careers, and we're just watching it all crumble. Most of the mom and pop stores in my town are gone forever. Some of these stores I grew up with: the Nickel Arcade, the tiny French bakery my aunt took us to when we got good grades, the only ramen shop open after 10 p.m., my favorite donut shop, the fancy British tea shop I never had a good date in but many London fogs that were utterly perfect, the only dim sum place, the handmade mochi and tea shop, the only cigar shop in town to get fancy cigars. I lament the death of all these tiny businesses I took for granted. I always thought they'd be around. Now my community is left with just brand-named box stores, no more originality and flavor. Just closed sky-rise buildings surrounded by a garishly lit Denny's, Olive Garden, and Target. I feel for you. My favorite tea house closed, among many other small businesses I adored. My favorite burger place in the country closed, first permanently, then they updated it to temporarily. I'm hoping they make a comeback for your sake. It's just so sad, these local places that give our village/town/city their heart, their character, are unable to stay afloat. It's a pretty soulless place that has big box stores and national chain restaurants. A massive amount of people now know they can work from home. I knew I could before, but my overlords wouldn't allow it. And just how fast mine took it away as soon as it was convenient for them. Edit. I should also mention that I have seen my manager once since the pandemic started, and a grand total of 3 times since he was hired. I haven't seen the head of the department in almost 2 years. I'm on the night shift at a hospital. I've only seen 1 patient in the office since the pandemic really started. My existence in this office is pointless. I could do this job anywhere. So, after reading a few of the comments and checking the number of new cases in the area, I sent my manager an email asking him what our department is going to do. I know the answer: it will be nothing. Even while the CEO sends out weekly updates telling us we should work from home if able. This department will continue to remain in the office because it is run by clowns. I never understood this. Isn't it cheaper to not pay for office buildings or commutes? Lots of bosses don't trust their employees. Others think there's some sort of team spirit fostered by seeing each other every day that's necessary. Some prefer working in an office over working from home and are willing to force everyone else to be there to keep them company. Most of them are worried you are as lazy as they are. They might be right. I know they're right, but I'm perfectly capable of looking busy at work. Doesn't change the fact that I can still get my work done, and they're just going to load the idle-looking people up with busy work anyway. A la, if you've got time to lean, you've got time to clean. Is it a bad attitude to have? Absolutely, but it's far more realistic than you should be so happy about what you do that you tap dance to work every day. Yeah, if I was effing tap dancing over filling out spreadsheets when databases would manage it way better, but top brass doesn't understand SQL, so we're stuck manually filling out 5 different tabs in Excel. They would put me in an asylum. This is the result of being measured by how long you work in a day instead of having goal-based work responsibilities. Of course, there are some jobs where you can't separate those two, but there are many that can and still achieve the same economic benefit for both the company and the employee. Honestly, same. They reopened my offices in June. The only reason I didn't is because I just straight up said no and continued working from home, and doing a good job, until I was told that if I wasn't in favor of returning, then I should look for another position. I returned for a few weeks but quit shortly after. Not smart in a pandemic, I know, especially because I got no unemployment. But it was worth it. They were not keeping their safety promises. I work in IT, my job does not require me to see people on the daily. Hey, you're not alone. I did the same, except government sector. Initially they had people come in slowly, which felt safe because there were never many people in the office. Then in September, they were hitting like 80% capacity and people were not wearing their masks. One morning by 6:30 am, I had 5 people standing near my desk talking, 3 of them not wearing masks, and I was like, nope, not doing this. Sounds straight up negligent on their part. Shameful. And how little their companies are willing to invest in their comfort, refusing to look at it as a cost savings and a way of attracting talent outside of geography. Also, how awful consumer internet connections truly can be. How awful consumer internet connections truly can be. Broadband needs to be treated like a utility at this point. Obliviousness to how many things I touched between hand washings. I used to work retail/cashier and the way money smells is so effing gross. I'd help count cash/store cash at open/close and money just stinks. At the time it was like, yeah, it's gross, but I'll just wash my hands before lunch. Meanwhile, I'd be rubbing my eyes and nose, biting my nails, stocking food, touching my face. I'm genuinely wondering how I didn't get some kind of plague before all this. Probably the grossest thing people don't think about that I learned working retail is a lot of packages in the freezer and refrigerated sections have snot on them. When you are in the cold for so long, your nose runs a lot, but they expect you to finish 10 hours of work in 6 hours. If you take the time to blow/wipe your nose every time it drips, you get yelled at for being too slow. So the back of your gloves become a quick and disgusting tissue replacement. Not to mention when a drop falls out 10x quicker than normal for some reason and lands right on the package. Well, it's only on the packaging, so it's not a big deal. Remember that next time you open up a bag of shredded cheese and stick your hand in it. Edit. Since people like that one, you might also want pay attention to lids/caps for food/drinks. If it isn't attached with a sticker or plastic, wash it before it contacts the food/drink. There's about a 1 in 10 chance that the cap was off in the box and it can get very dusty if it sits in the back for a while. Thanks, something new for the germ conscious out there, lol. Packaged cold foods equals/cleaner than fresh produce. Office life. My company has already announced that once we are allowed to go back, we'd only be going once or twice a week. It seems many realized how feasible working from home is. They told us we aren't going back until July. This is true. And even then we will be working from home 4 out of 5 days a week. And then there's me, who has not missed a day of going into work through this whole pandemic, despite the fact that we had 11 cases pop up in the span of 3 days last week. We're still all required to come in. I'm quarantining with what might be COVID since last Friday, the first time I haven't gone in 11 months, and the leadership still wants me to work. I hate my boss. No kidding. You should hate him. Just got my positive test result a few minutes ago. This wouldn't have happened if we had shut down and started working from home immediately when people started testing positive at my workplace. Money over everything, I guess. Hope your symptoms are mild and you have a fast and full recovery. Really sorry to hear that. Hope you get better soon and recover well. I will not take hugs for granted. Yep. My mom passed away unexpectedly in October. Because of my asthma, my mom took extra precautions around me and hugs were completely off the table. The last 2 times I saw her, I tried to hug her goodbye when I was leaving, and she said no. Of course I respected that, and we did an air hug. When I found out she died, the first thing that went through my head was the fact that I had not hugged her since January, and I never will again. There's millions of others in my shoes, and it's effing heartbreaking. Edit. Wow, thank you all so much for the kind, beautiful words and love. My heart goes out to all of you who lost a loved one and are grieving, as well. If you can't hug someone you love right now, let them know you love them in some way. It's so important, and something we all take for granted too frequently. I'm so sorry. I think a lot about hugging my mom. It doesn't seem like it will happen anytime soon, but I'm confident I'll get to eventually. I miss her. Standing next to someone after they sneeze. Today, I watched some lady pull down her mask, sneeze with her mouth fully open, and spit flying everywhere on the product. When the line leader called her out on it, she got angry and started ranting. Left after lunch. I gave a dude in front of me in line Saturday mad crap for that. Talked loud crap to him, then loudly asked the clerk to sanitize her hands before touching my stuff as he'd been picking and rubbing his nose to boot. Nasty mother effer. Pre-COVID, but had a local poke place worker seem mystified after I asked them to change their gloves after handling a customer's phone. They shouldn't have done that in the first place, but then spreading some random phone funk all over raw fish? That's disgusting, really. Our phones have a crap load of bacteria on them. Dude, I donated blood 2 months ago and the nurse was about to pull my needle out after another guy's without changing gloves. I could see blood on her fingertip from 10 feet away. First time I truly lost my crap in a decade. I'll admit that at the beginning of the pandemic, I reflexively took down my mask before coughing/sneezing maybe once or twice, and coughed/sneezed into the inner side of my elbow. Don't worry, I'm not a savage. It just felt instinctively wrong to do those things into it, you know? I promptly messaged my friend to joke about the irony, and then did my best to be more careful. Also, that was several months ago. My definition of personal space. Edit, holy crap. I haven't logged into Reddit since I made this comment and it blew the heck up. Thanks for the awards all, although the hugs trophies kind of missed the point. Lol. I've always felt uncomfortable when customers get too close to me at work. Now I just feel validated when I keep trying to step away from them. Dentist here. I just get closer. If your patients are standing, that's not the time for that. All you can eat buffets. No joke, pandemic in UK started March 13th, I was super lucky cause my birthday was March 12th, and still is now I think about it, and I went to my local buffet and I ate to my heart's content. Chances are I was one of the last people in our town to experience the joy that is an infinite birthday cake. Edit, wow. Amount of people who share a birthday with me and have seen this post seems too many. Fantastic. My birthday is March 12th too. Do you have any idea how long it's been since I've been to a hibachi buffet? I wanted to go to one on my birthday a few months back and was super bummed when I realized I couldn't. I think I'm experiencing withdrawals. I miss the hot pot and Korean barbecue place. Or they could still do it, but this time you order it and it is brought to your table. Probably self-serve buffets would need some upgrades cause even without pandemic the amount of kids just reaching in is a lot, haha. Food delivery just being dropped off on your doorstep. Remember when you had to go outside and make eye contact like some kind of person? No more, my friends. Just leave it outside and I'll get it when I'm ready. No more scrambling to find pants when you're half-baked and hungry. I'm a delivery driver myself and I can tell you I appreciate it just as much on my end. I don't have to deal with gross people or weird crap, just drop that crap off and run. Just drop that crap off and run. FedEx drivers in a nutshell. Lol, I literally got a FedEx woman who dropped off some files today. Ran to my house, knocked 3 times, and before I could open the door she was sprinting away. Is this protocol or something? Edit, no hate to FedEx workers illy. Remember when you had to be home to sign for packages? Barbaric. I mean, yeah, now you're at home and actually could sign for them, but it's so much better to not have to. Shopping will continue to be mostly online and malls will likely die out faster than they were already going to. Oh man, going to malls and just walking around, I'm going to miss that. Honestly, I think bricks and mortars will make a huge comeback after COVID because everyone wants to get the F out of their homes. I want to create a consortium that brings back 80s style malls only. Who's with me? My small town mall just declared bankruptcy. It's the only mall in around 50 miles, I'd say. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.